Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm using my mini mic today, so hopefully it sounds okay. Today's video is going to be a bookshelf tour. I feel like it's finally time to show you guys. London and I have been in our new apartment for, I think, at least 2 months at this point. A lot of bookshelves in our house. A majority of them are my books, but London also has a good amount of books. So in this video, I'm going to go through all of them. I do want to say some of our books are missing. He has some at his parents' house and then also just, lending out books. But I'm also going to try to count how many books we have in our house because I'm so curious if I'm approaching the 1,000 book or how close, because I'm pretty sure it's 1,000 books to classify it as a library. I'm going to research that just to double check, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. So we are going to count while I'm showing you guys my bookshelves. We'll probably kind of skim over things just because there's so many bookshelves in our apartment. We have a bookshelf in every single room except for the bathroom, and they're all pretty much full. So we are going to start with our office bookshelves just because this is the largest unit. You're only seeing 3 of the shelves, which there's 4 of them, but I'm obsessed with this setup. It was a birthday gift and I just love it so much. Anyways, I'm going to set up the camera so you guys can see me from further away, and yeah, let's get into it. Here is an overview of the bookshelves. These are in the corner of our office. We have them. These are the Billy bookshelves from IKEA. We have the 3 little corner unit, and then we have 1 of the regular size. I'm obsessed with them. Definitely whenever we find our forever home, we'll probably be expanding this because they're so nice. I love them and they fit so many books. So let's get into the tour. Actually, before we get into the bookshelf, I want to talk about our desk. It's a little messy right now, but we do have some books on here. They're mostly textbooks, but I feel like I should count at least some of them. So these are all kind of pharmacy related, but I'm going to count 4 of these books as actual books. So we are going to be adding that to our book total, as well as this little book over here. It's called The Forgotten Book. It's a young adult fantasy. So that gets our book count up to 5 right now, which is pretty exciting. Hey, London's filming, so thank you, London. We're just going to kind of go through all of our books. So we're going to start here. This is kind of our fantasy shelf. Up here, I have the Jennifer Armentrout's Blood and Ash series, as well as the Touch of Darkness series by Scarlett St. Clair. So these are series that are fantasy I have up here. I have another one of these books, but it's on my TBR shelf, which we'll get to later. And then this shelf is kind of, I would say it's a literary fiction a little bit. The shelves aren't perfect, but they're organized in a way. They're darker, not like too dark books. Like the physical covers are darker, and I feel like the genre of these go well. A lot of these are books that I read for classes, so I kind of just shoved them on the shelf. Is my mystery shelf. I feel like that's a good way to describe it. All of these are mysteries, actually, so that's a perfect way of describing it. And then underneath this, which honestly, I don't know why it's so low, we have my Stephanie Meyer shelf. So I have all of my editions of Twilight as well as The Host, but all the other books are part of the Twilight series. Obviously, I have a lot because they don't fully fit on this. I think if I were able to get all of the Twilight books that I wanted, it would probably take up like one of these big shelves over here. But right now, I don't need to get more Twilight copies, so we'll leave it at what it is right now. And then down here, these are kind of London's books, actually. We have a lot of space on the shelf. These are all fantasy, or
yep, fantasy, sci-fi.
Is this fantasy? It's not.
Dad gave me,
Not a nonfiction. Yeah, and then these are also all science fiction, I'm pretty sure, down here. Science fiction, fantasy. We have The Wheel of Time. There's it's The Hobbit, right? Hobbit, Red Rising. We have the first 2 books. We need to get the 3rd book, and then we have the first book of Dune, and yeah.
Under the Wind, which Patrick Rothfuss is never going to finish the series, unfortunately. Still waiting on The Stone Door. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, that kind of finishes out our first book, or our first shelf, so let's get into the second shelf. So up here we have a series. I was just trying to take up some space. We could definitely fit a lot more books on our shelves, but right now they look pretty. We have the Shatter Me series. This is such a fun series, and I think it looks really cute up there. I'm pretty sure that the author has started a new like series in the same world, which I'd love to read, but I don't own it.
All right.
I had some I don't know what just happened, honestly. Okay, moving on to the second shelf right here. We have another series, and we have some what are these called? Bookends?
Yeah.
Holding it up. This is the Le Bardugos series, Shadow and Bone, and then Six of Crows. They're in the same universe, so just have them together, as well as a Stegosaurus for some reason. Shelf right here is it's just kind of an extra shelf. Like, we have some Greek mythology, we have a random fantasy, we have some science fiction right here. Fantasy. This is literary fiction. Fantasy. It's really just a fiction of all the books that I didn't know where to put, and I just threw them here. And actually, this is my hippo. Not the hippo Sunny Angel. And then we have the Sunny Angel right there. But yeah. Let's move on. We also have kind of going together with my my Twilight section. We have my Sarah J. Maas collection, all of her books. Yeah, all of her books I own. This is just the Crescent City and then the ACOTAR series that I have here. I'm probably going to donate this book since London got me the orange cover, which I'm so mad that I thought they were going to line up and they still don't, which is so weird. But whatever, it's fine. And then moving down, we have more fantasy. These are kind of, I try to group series together. So we have the Hunger Games series, which I would honestly really like to own these in hardcover, just because I have these in hardcover, but for now they're fine. And then here's another series. This is by Victoria Aveyard. And again, why do they make books bigger? Like, why? Why is it like that?
You want them all to make the same book size?
Yes, I want them all to be the same book size.
I think it's fun how it's a hard.
I don't. Not when it's in the same series. I think it's annoying. And then the last shelf on here is, again, more fantasy series. We have Divergent series, and then we also have the Maze Runner. I don't own all of it, but I own the first one, and even I've never read it, so I don't know why it's there. And then we have Rick Riordan, Percy Jackson. We have the Percy Jackson series, and then we also have is this the Olympus? Heroes of Olympus, yeah. I think this was London's book that I just added on to go. Yeah.
All my books are at home still. Go.
Yeah, so when I'm counting these, that number will have a little asterisk because we technically own more books than what we have here. Okay, let's start back up at the top. I'm just going to go for both shelves if you want. That way we can just go down. So right here I have my Colleen Hoover shelf. I'm actually missing a lot of books, and I think my sister stole them, but it's fine. I lent out Regretting You, that because the movie's coming out, but I at one point did really like Colleen Hoover, so I still own her books. So they're there. And then right here is my book of the month shelf. These are all my hardcovers. I do have a few like random ones that aren't book of the month, but I just think it looks nice having the book of the month sign. I think it's cool.
I didn't even have it in the camera.
Oh. Yeah, no, I meant like this. I mean, again, so, like 4 or 5 of them don't have it, but it looks nice up there. And then moving on, this shelf is one of my favorites. It is all my Christmas/holiday books. Actually, it's not all of them. It's just some of them. But I try to organize it by color code, I guess. I just think it looks so cute and it's so festive and fun. I feel like I should have like a mini tree or something here, but oh well. The blue one, that's not going to fit there. Okay, and then this shelf is some of my series that I have. I have K.A. Tucker right here. We have Talia Herbert. We have the, what is this called? The Deal series or Off-Campus series.
Sorry.
Were you getting the squirrel? Okay. And then we have Lauren Asher. We have 2 of the the Bromance Book Club. my Taylor Jenkins Reid, and then we have Sally Rooney over there. So I tried to keep some of my authors together is what I was doing. I don't know. It's basically, these are romance slash, like, Sally Rooney is kind of romance, but oh well, we're moving on. Second shelf, these, again, I've grouped all my authors together, or I've tried to. So I have Mariana Zapata, Christina Lauren, Hannah Bonham Young, Sarah Adams. I just have a whole bunch of authors that I have multiple books from. That's kind of what I was trying to do here. And then I do have a few random books that are romance slash literary fiction that just kind of made it on the end because we had to add books somewhere. And then here's another shelf where we have a series. I am actually missing one of the books and I want to purchase it really bad, but it's not a necessity right now. But this is I'm forgetting what this series is called. Because it's, I mean, the first book is The Cruel Prince, but that's not what this series is called.
It's called Holly Black.
No. Folk of the Air. It's called the Folk of the Air series, I'm pretty sure. I want to say. Anyway, let's keep on moving down. Here, I just tried to color code. What? Here are all, oh my god. These are my romance books, and I try to organize it by color somewhat. Usually my thing is I like keeping authors together, so I always do that, but if I am able to do color code, I think sometimes it looks fun. So that was my goal here, and then I just added some like random books. These aren't really romances, it's more historical fiction and literary fiction, but I thought this shelf looks nice, and you guys see this in my videos when I'm sitting down. So I wanted it to look cute, which is why we have it the way it looks. And then this is one of my favorite shelves just because it has some of my favorite books, mostly the Emily Henry books. The only book I don't own from her is Great Big Beautiful Life, and that's because it's only in hardcover, so I'll be purchasing that next year when it comes out in paperback. And I also have one of my newer favorite series. I just read this series for the first time in 2024 and 2025. This is the... Gosh, I keep on forgetting what the actual series are called. I don't remember what this series is called, but it's basically inspired by Gilmore Girls. It's set in a small town, and it's just the cutest, like, they're very cliche, like the Strawberry Patch Pancake House. Like, are you kidding me? And they're just small town romances, and I really like it. And there's one book left that's coming out, I think, in September, so I'm super excited for that one. We only have 2 shelves left. We have my Throne of Glass series with the original covers. I have these in paperback. These are one of my favorite, I don't know, probably one of my favorite book series I have in my collection, just because they're the OG covers, which aren't published anymore, so that's really exciting. And also, this is just one of my favorite series ever. So freaking good. And I don't really have much to say about it. I will say at some point I'm not going to be able to display them like this because London and I just have a growing collection of books, mostly me. So for right now, I like it this way. So yeah. And then right here we have more fantasy. We have one of my other favorite series is the Caraval series, as well as Once Upon a Broken Heart. I think these covers are so pretty. I can get it in. Like, I just like how they're kind of metallic. And then I also have the Fourth Wing series. I'm missing a book right now because I lent it out to a friend. But I have all the sprayed edges, which is another cool collector's item, I guess. I'm out of breath, and we have so many more shelves to go. Let's finish off this shelf. I'm awkwardly sitting. These are kind of all my young adult romances, and these are, again, mostly series or random standalones. This is like an all-time favorite. We have the After series, just random books that I got in high school. Summer I Turned Pretty. This has been pretty popular this summer. And then... God, I'm not going to go in detail for that. But our last shelf over there is all of my poetry books that I've read so far. Yeah, that's all I have for that. So we're going to move on to the other shelf that we have in this room. It is more like classics and stuff. So let's go over there. So I'm just going to have London do this, and I'm going to kind of tell you general sense of what things are. So our top shelf right here are classics, I would say. We have my Twilight section and then just a whole bunch of random classics along the shelf. Again, I'm going to count these later, but that's the first shelf. And then the second shelf is more classics that I own. And I try to organize them kind of by type. If you can't tell, I have a lot of Penguin Random House classics. They're just one of my favorites. I have a lot of Toni Morrison. I also have some Norton classics. This is what a bookshelf looks like if you studied English literature for multiple years. So yeah, a lot of thrift books, which is good deal if you haven't shopped there. Then my bottom shelf, this has some random books. These are more textbooks, I would say. That's how London and I organized them. These were books I had for class and also London had for class. So we have an assortment of English literature stuff as well as pharmacy stuff. So kind of fun, kind of fun how it's separated a little bit, our interests, but I don't think there's any books at the back. I think I just have teacups back there. So that's why they're pulled to the front.
Back there.
Lennon's asking what's back there. It's teacups, I'm pretty sure. All right, let me get an overview. Yeah, so this is my bookshelf. I do want to count the 2 Taylor Swift books I have up front. I have a little kid's book, and then I also have her Eras Tour book. But yeah, this is the second bookshelf in our house. So we're going to move on to this bookshelf. This is actually, I think this is the only bookshelf London brought, which I like it. It's the first thing you see when you walk into our house, I would say. So it has a lot of knickknacks on it, but it does have some books on there. First, we have the Golfer's Handbook. I just think this is really cute, and I like it displayed. And then right here, we have all of our Christian living books, I would say. We have some devotionals. Bob Goff is on there, I'm pretty sure. Yep, there he is. And then Everybody Always is also really good. Sadie Robertson, just an assortment of different Christian living.
Four Loves, which is a really good book. I really enjoyed that.
Is that by C.S.?
Yep, C.S. Lewis. And then you got, these are a bunch of classics. So there's like 3 or 4 in there. Mere Christianity, The Abolition of Man. Yeah, other stuff.
Yeah, so I like having that right there. And then down here, I wanted to kind of keep genres together. So that's why we have our big shelf. Our big shelf in there is like fantasy fiction, and then the small bookshelf in there is classic/textbooks, and then this is kind of our nonfiction shelf. That's at least in my mind how I was organizing these whenever we were unpacking. So this shelf is all nonfiction, mostly memoirs and things like that, but we also have like things like The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, and then yeah, just again, mostly memoirs, self-help books, and things like that. And this is organized by color as well. Shelf is one of my favorites. I just love the ladder shelf, the ladder design. And this is my TBR shelf. That is what this is. And it doesn't really have any. Okay, so we got caught off the last time we were talking. So this is the TBR shelf. This is my favorite bookshelf because it's a ladder shelf and I just think it looks really cool. Oh, I want to mention this book that we have right here. That way it's not missed when we're doing the counting of books. Okay. Are you just doing this so I never ask you to film again?
I think I'm doing a good job. You are doing a good job.
Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. So up here, I usually have a plant that goes here, but it's outside right now. But I have 4 random books right here. They just didn't really fit anywhere else, so I threw them up there. And then these are all just like, I don't know, very colorful books. I have kind of a rainbow theme going on. Like I said, these are all the books I haven't read on my shelf. I read these 4, but I want to reread the series, so that's why they're back on here. But yeah, I just have some random books, nothing much. This is a book I'm definitely going to read in the fall time because doesn't this look like a fall book?
So does.
It's so cute. Okay. Anyway, romances, literary fiction-esque are right there. And then on this shelf, I have some more books. This is more like fantasy. I have a few romances and then, again, more fantasy books that I'm excited to read. Yeah, I don't really have I don't really have much to say here. I mean, it's just there. You can see the books. I know nothing about them except that I want to read them. Okay, moving down. These are definitely like darker colored books. I mean, a majority of them are black. And they're all fantasy pretty much. We have a series that I'm reading. There's the other Blood and Ash novel. I have the Atlas 6. Just some random books, honestly. I also have the Belladonna series, which I really want to read. I'm hoping that my book club will read it, my cocktail book club. But yep, I feel weird because I don't have much to say. But I'm like, here's my books. That's it. That's all the books. Okay, moving down here. This is the last shelf, and I try to keep it like my nonfiction books. So over here we have our classics. We have lots of nonfiction classics right here, and then we also have random books that I was trying to hide. We have a Greek mythology. We have a mystery right there. I also recently got these Heartstopper books from a garage sale. I have volumes 1 through 4. I don't have the 5th book, which I really want to get. But yeah, you can just see all the random books. I do have some more books that I haven't read that are on other shelves, but this is primarily all of the books I haven't read. I'm curious how many books are on this shelf alone, but I've already counted how many books I have at this point, and I don't really want to count. I don't want to count again. So, actually, should we just really fast? Yeah, we should. Okay.
Did you skip the 9?
No. I hope not. 94 books?
Pretty good.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so wait. What's 94 out of 500? How many books was it? 565?
Yeah.
94 out of 565.
A little under 25.
20%? Wait, that's kind of good. That less than 20% of my bookshelf I haven't read. At one point, it was way worse.
Oh, I know.
I'm under 100 books I haven't read. That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's not great.
Physical copies.
Yeah, of physical copies. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next bookshelf, and then we'll wrap this video up. So let's go. I also feel like I need to mention that we have a book or two around our house randomly. So we both have one on our nightstand, and then I also have these 2 books right here, as well as the books that my hatch sits on. So those are honorable mentions. This is the shelf that's in our bedroom. This doesn't have much on it, but this is kind of like my TBR as well as my dark romances, just because I had to put them somewhere, and I felt like if I'm going to put them anywhere, the bedroom made the most sense. I also have all of my Ice Planet Barbarian books. I do own all of them. I think there's maybe 10 right now. I think there's 10 right there, which is a nice number. But yeah, I have my very small immediate TBR right there, and then like I said, all the dark romances that I own. Okay guys, I think we finished up. That is all of my books that I own. I ended up counting how many books I own, and I counted a grand total of 565 books, and I think that's pretty good. That's all that I could think of. I know that we're missing a few books, like the ones that London has at his family's house, and I'm also missing some that I think my sisters or my mom have. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with this total and just all of the books. We actually did get rid of a whole bunch. I would say at least 30-ish books, probably 20 to 30 books we got rid of when we first initially moved in. And so this is even like after going through books that I wanted to get rid of. I definitely thought I had more books, but 565 is still over halfway to a mini library, which is just insane to think about. And I can't wait to continue growing my book collection. It's kind of fun to see all the books, see all the different aspects of life. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you guys would be interested in a book redo, because I feel like I need to revamp the bookshelf like every 6 months. I feel like that's a good time. To readjust, because at a certain point you just start throwing things on your shelf. Like I've already started doing that. And so I will at some point need to redo it, maybe at the new year. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, please let me know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It was fun to do like a sit down. I wasn't really sitting down. I was actually moving around a lot. But it was fun to kind of show you guys all my books. I love making book content. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace and love. Bye guys. Looking away to see if it's still working. Is my microphone working?